What's up guys, AxelRed here. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video. As you guys can see, my face. So if you guys do enjoy this format, please like and subscribe. If you guys don't like it, dislike it or unsubscribe or whatever you want to do. You can comment below. But yeah, let's get right into this video. So the main topic of this video is why do car guys like older cars rather than newer cars? So I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Seems like cars get faster and faster every day, but a lot of the car guys still gravitate towards older cars. So it got me thinking, why do they like these older cars rather than the objectively better, faster, newer cars? So a new car could have like 600 horsepower, like all-wheel drive, dual clutch transmission, crazy technology, crazy comfortable car. But the old guys will still say, well, older car guys and even newer car guys will say that this car doesn't have soul. So what do they mean by that? Also, why would anyone choose a older, less reliable, cheaper, more gas inefficient car over a faster, newer, better handling, more comfortable, sometimes better looking car? So let's get right to this video. So the first reason I think people like older cars, or car guys like older cars, is because you feel more. In the newer cars, everything is more restricted. The sound is more restricted, it's more comfortable. You're not allowed to change more settings because of electronics, and plus you feel more. A lot of the newer cars use electric power steering, which is more, I guess, muffled compared to like hydraulic power steering or no power steering at all. So for example, I had a 1991 Miata. I'll put a little clip of it right here. And that car had no AC or power steering. So when you drive the car, you felt literally everything in the road and your body was sweating. You know, you don't have any AC, so you have to drive with the top off, but it's an amazing experience. A lot of newer cars, I mean, I don't know if there's any new cars that don't have power steering, but a lot of newer cars, they have so much sound deadening and like so much softness in the suspension even and the steering feel that you can't feel anything from the road. And not only is this bad for enthusiasts on an aesthetical or like a tactile level, it can help, you know, reduce the amount of performance you can get or feedback you can get from the car. So say you have a car with power steering, electric power steering, you're gonna feel a lot less than hydraulic or even no power steering. And that is one of the biggest facts that, you know, stop older car guys or even newer car guys from buying newer cars. So for example, I had an E46 328i. I'll put a little picture of it right here. I love that car. It was so fun. And every time I drove it, I never wanted to go back to another car. But when I did get back to my daily driver, right now I have a 2021 Tiguan. I did realize how comfortable and quiet and everything was. I haven't really driven any of the newer like M3s or even regular 3 Series, so I don't really have a huge place to compare. But just based on that E46, it's a huge difference. Another reason people like the older cars is you need more skill to drive the older cars. So a lot of the older cars, as I said before, have hydraulic power steering or no power steering. And a lot of them don't even have ABS or traction control or other safety features. So a lot of the older cars, particularly a lot of like Viper or other performance cars from the 90s or even the 2000s, did not have ABS or traction control, which made them more of an enthusiast / driver's car. Pretty much every single car from 2015 and up have ABS, traction control, electric power steering, maybe like hydroelectric power steering on some, I think some Porsches have it. And also they have, all of them have either automatic or dual clutch. A lot of the older like sports cars only have manual. You have to learn how to drive a manual before you can even touch the car. Another electronics they have, another electronic I forgot to mention was stability control. So when you try to slide the car will literally autocorrect itself and you won't be able to slide the car at all, as opposed to older cars where you can just slam the throttle and twist, turn the wheel, and you just start spinning over and over again. So while the newer cars have, less, I guess, they have more electronics. It just reduces the drama and the theater of driving a cool car. When you drive a sports car, you want to have the sound, you want to have the amazing feel, you want to have the amazing handling. But when you don't have all of those features turned off, it becomes kind of like a knife versus a gun type of thing, where yes, it's efficient. You can efficiently kill someone with a knife, but the gun will do it in a more dramatic way. Same thing with a car. The newer Porsches, like the 992, 992.2, GT3 RS are all like scalpels. They're knives. They're very sharp. But if you compare it to like a 993 or older generation Porsche, there's a 9-day difference. Another thing I mentioned before is one of the biggest things is sound. So a lot of newer cars, like the AMG, I think C63, and a few other cars have gone, over time. They used to have the big V8s like the W204, C63, and other cars had V12s, V8s. They all have been downgraded to 6 and 4 cylinders. And although they still sound good, they still don't have the cinematic opera of the older cars. The ones that have the V8s, the V12s, even the V10s are dying out. Like if you look at the new Lambo, the Temerario, compare that to the Huracan or the Gallardo, it's a night and day difference. And that's one of the reasons why people gravitate more towards older cars rather than newer cars. Another fact people overlook is nostalgia. Like ask any car guys, there's a few reasons why people fell in love with them, whether that be movies, posters, video games, and a bunch of other stuff, but mainly like YouTube. Pretty much media that they consumed in the past has led them to the car industry or the car hobby in general. So definitely, like, since these cars came before them in the past, they will have a certain amount of attachment to them, as opposed to the newer cars, which maybe the newer generation will appreciate them more because they will be nostalgic for them in the future. But at least for the people that are born in my era, at least I was born in 2000, so I'm more of a Gen Z. So my nostalgic feeling is for cars like the Enzo, the Porsche Carrera GT, things like that, like from the 2000s all the way from 2010s, like the Aventador, like the original Aventador, Murcielago, a bunch of other cars. But nostalgia is definitely another reason why people prefer older cars rather than newer cars. One thing I do want to say is I don't think car guys hate new cars. I think they do have a preference for older cars because the older cars give them a lot more of what they want from a car and at a much lower cost most of the time, unless you're getting like a collector car like F40, Carrera GT, or like even supercars like Lamborghini, Gallardos. If you're just buying a regular sports car that's a few years older, like C6 or C7 Corvette, you're gonna get a much crazier experience than the C8 or any newer sports car would ever deliver. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. If you guys want to see more face in the videos, and you guys think that would be a better addition to the videos, please leave that in the comment section below. But other than that, thank you. Peace.